Hey, this is Castle of Castle Does, and I'm doing an update on what I've been kind of working on over the weekend. Got a little distracted this weekend, but I still went ahead and tweaked like different things with the pickups, and I added a. If you notice on the right side of the screen, there's this is an actual thing where your HUD will grab a list of items. You can modify the list easily of items that are considered prominent, and and you can see whether or not those items are spawned and how many seconds until they spawn. So like it doesn't cover like all of the different guns, and the icon is the same because I don't have art. In fact, you're looking at a lot of rotating blocks because that is the art for now. Art. It's kind of funny looking. Look, guys, it's a game. It's not. This will never look like anything. I have to change the art. I think I might have the sound messed up because the gunshot sounds are like really fucking loud for no reason. Good God! Alright, so anyway, the shaft is LG is on there, so it's a 30-second delay. That's rocket launcher. Now you'll also notice those white boxes on the HUD are indicative of the weapon. So shaft, rocket, and it's sitting over top of the ammo type. So like if I pick up nail gun, a super nail gun, you'll see I got super nail gun and there's regular nail gun. Boom. The icons don't look like anything because they lack art once again. And here's the super shotgun. Ugh. Ugh. Everything sounds like the gunshot sound because there's no art and there's no sounds. But it's set up in such a way where all you have to do is just get a directory. I'm going to at least make something like some kind of sound of. Oh, it sounds like I'm getting shot every time something respawns. Here's the ammo pickup. So this is cells, which gave me rockets. No, it gave me cells. Okay, here's rockets. Oh, okay, I mixed the two of them up. Hold on, let me just check real quick. Yeah, those are cells and those are rockets. Oops. Set my grid up. Someday, you'll see this, and it'll look like armor and health. So, the one that's a little bit different in terms of functionality is the Mega Health, which the Mega Health you'll notice is always at the top of the list of spawned items, right? And the Mega Health has a initial spawn delay. It's the only item with an initial spawn delay of 30 seconds. And when you pick it up, it gives you 100 health, 100 health boost. Boom. Now your maximum is 250, so naturally it just takes you up to that percentage there. It takes about 3 seconds before it will begin counting down one tick every second, just like Quake 1. And I guess that's really all there is to that. You'll notice though that the timer on the item pickup thingy, like sitting on the HUD, that matches how much health. So you have to take 100 damage. You have to take 100 damage from anything, or your health has to erode by 100 points before the Mega Health actually respawns. Well, we'll then get a, I believe it's a 20-second delay before it will begin respawning. And over here, you can see here's health shard. This is a shard. This is a 25, and this is a 50 health. And there's the Mega Health. Now this is an armor shard, which by default gives you green armor. If you don't have armor, an armor shard will give you green armor. If here is the green armor. Now you have green armor. Here is yellow. Pow. Right? Go like that. And here's red. And here's red when I grab an armor shard. So, kind of like with the way that reflex works, it works pretty much like that. The health works a little differently than armor. Health is like multiple bars that fill up. Armor is a single bar, and when you go over the percentage that the armor gives you by default, it'll it just looks full, and then the percentage just goes up above what it's supposed to be. So the thing to go into more detail about that, the biggest thing is definitely the pickup list widget, and I'm going to explain how it was done. I'm sorry I did a little bit of stuff off camera, but there was just, I don't know, there were some things that I need to really think about, because I thought I knew how things worked, but in actuality, it's almost like maybe the engine has problems in terms of a full blueprint game. How it handles projectiles, I can't get a projectile to ignore me. So if I fire a projectile, and if it doesn't spawn like a meter away from me, it immediately like hits my own character. And I'm trying to figure out how to solve the problem. And there's a few other things too, like should I go with a singular spray pattern like Reflex has for the shotgun, or should I just make it random spread like Quake 1? I'm probably just gonna go with a random spread. So this right here is very easy to set up, actually, surprisingly easy. In fact, ever since I realized that all you do is you just pass the object into the HUD parameter and it'll just do its thing. Like, you don't have to actually do anything other than just make sure that the HUD knows what actor to display that actor's information. It makes this entire process like infinitely easier. I already went into that in an earlier episode. So what I need right now is gather all important pickups. Is a function that gets run when the HUD gets constructed. And what this does is it activates, I clear this array, which basically has a whole bunch of these widgets. You see how they're all kind of named the same? There's a trick to doing this where you can just make widgets as a separate file. So all I did was I went to here, and I just made this. This is a single widget. I just went to custom right here and specified the size that I wanted the widget to be. And in the widget itself, like if you just look at it, the event graph is like nothing. All I'm doing is just getting the item reference, the pickup base item reference, and from there I extrapolate all the other stuff. So this determines whether or not if the object is not valid, then it's hidden, right? So it just goes through and finds the pickup reference, the pickup base reference widget, and if that object is not valid, then don't draw anything at all. This one is like just finding the icon for the object. So like it looks at the pickup reference, pickup base, and it accesses on the pickup base what the pickup icon is supposed to be. And here once again, I just grabbed the pickup reference. And this right here is a little bit more complicated because I had to do special case stuff because the mega health is different from all the other pickups. So the health, the number color will change slightly if it's mega health, if the player has a mega health and is and if the health tracker is above 0. If not, then the object says that it's spawned and all like that. Okay, so basically you create a separate object and here's the trick to remember. This is the most important part. When you create a file that is just like this, you just have like a graphic, a freaking equal sign that's not even referenced by anything, and then like text that's binded to a few things for like color and what the display text actually is. Okay, so you just make this like really simple little thing. You don't have to do anything other than feed this object what the reference the reference is, and it'll do everything else on its own. So I actually by hand went, so you scroll all the way down, you see all the way up here on the palette. If you go user created, you should see your unique widget that you created in this list, and then you can just drag it in and there it is. I probably did something bad by dragging it like that, but there it is. That's that widget. That's that separate file. All I did was I just gave them enough space. So this is the level pickup list, and I just made a canvas panel, made it the right size, and then just drag and dropped a whole bunch of them, and then made sure that I named them correctly up here so that they're in order, starting with 0 all the way to 15. So there's 16 of these objects. And then I make an array, just a regular array, drag it down, set, and then I do what's called make array. You see how it gives you this? And then I just grab each of the widget objects that are sitting, each of these, you just go get, and you go 1, 2, 3, get, oh I need 2, alright, and you go 0, and you just line them up. Oh, the pickup list is different. I need, not player inventory, pickup list widgets, set, boom, right? You go 0, 2, and here's 1, and then here's 3. Okay, so once I have that array built, and it's pointing to a bunch of widgets that I just drag and dropped into the correct spots, I can then do a get all actors of class, and using priority pickups, which is just a list of items that I feel need to appear in that. Mega health appears first, so this is actually like whatever appears on the top of the list is actually going to be what's going to appear on the top of the list when generating the list on the side of the screen. Mega health, red armor, rocket launcher, lightning gun, yellow armor, green armor, grenade launcher, right? So get all actors of class for each loot added in. Any of them that match the actor that's sitting in this list, go ahead and add it in, right? And then once that's complete, I tell each of these objects, I tell each of these objects, okay, I just refreshed the list. If this is valid, draw. If it's not valid, hide. And there it is. That's the whole thing. The only difficult complication, of course, with this was just the Mega Health, because the Mega Health had special case stuff, and I do believe that there are a couple of bugs. Things that I had to try and solve. Okay, I almost said so. This leaves, I think, 3 things left. And tomorrow I'll actually go into more detail about the last remaining scripting task is in QT character. You'll notice that, let me close all this so I can clear my mind. In actions, I have when the player presses fire, it says fire weapon, and then I have to have like a thing for release, because all of the weapons in Quake, even if they have a slow fire rate, are fully automatic. You just hold the trigger down and they keep firing. So I have to actually, like, when input fire, continually fire the weapon given the current stat with the current projectile type. So I made one other modification here. See, Impulse, when I last showed it, Impulse was just the I guess it was just this sitting there. So whenever I press 1 on the keyboard, that's when I get this impulse thingy. And you see how there's an index, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, right? All the way up to 7, which there's 8 weapons. That index comes on here, runs on the server only, and it checks my inventory, my weapon inventory, what my character currently has equipped, or in my backpack, not equipped. If it's not valid, then you do not have this weapon. If it is valid, then set equipped weapon to this. Now, what's going to happen? Now, this is the last really big scripty thing that's left, as far as just like core stuff that you need in order for the gameplay to exist at all. Is you have to I'm going to have to take a solid look at everything that equipped weapon has to it. So that'll be all the stats in the inventory of that object that is currently equipped. So I'll go into base and, like, here's destruct and here's QT weapon. Okay, so, like, oh, I said okay, so inventory index, like, I don't even know if that's necessary anymore. Oh yeah, it is, absolutely is. One of my, oh god. Inventory index is like one of the most important things, because that's each weapon in Quake has a specific, the super shotgun will always be the 3 key. You have axe, single barrel, so each of the weapons all have a specific index, which actually caused a problem when, if you look at the graph for when it was a setup starting inventory, add weapon, you'll notice that I had insert set here. It's actually set array element, because what insert does is it actually, like, increases the size of the list. It just, like, inserts it between two things, and it's like sandwiched now, kind of like making a hamburger or a ham sandwich, except you're putting it between two other ham sandwiches. Did that make more sense or less? Makes me hungry. So what this does is it actually says insert the ham sandwich overwriting the old ham sandwich. So the old ham sandwich like screams out in pain, ah! And as it gets, the fuck am I talking about? But yeah, that's that. I'm just imagining a ham sandwich like getting destroyed. Okay. Set array element is very, very important. Just imagine a ham sandwich screaming in pain as it's being erased and replaced with another ham sandwich. Okay. And I had to do, of course, the same thing with ammo. Didn't run into the same problems with ammo because I wasn't picking up ammo satchels over and over again. But that takes us to this. So, equipped weapon is now ultra important because when I pull the trigger, I'm going to be grabbing the get equipped weapon reference or inventory equipped weapon get, and I'm gonna be like, yo dog, what kind of stats you got? Because boom, I need to know everything about you. I need to know everything about you as a weapon. So when I pull the trigger, I want to know what my rate of fire is as of right now. And that's pretty much how this whole thing is. So it's going to be a series of functions from, okay, the trigger is down, begin a loop where it continually fires, how many projectiles get fired, all of this stuff. Like I have to, like this is my checklist. I have to actually make sure that this entire thing, so this is going to be the most complicated function that has been created in this project so far. I'll begin working on that tomorrow. I could have probably got more done on it this weekend, but I got into Witcher 3 again. and Warframe, and probably Metal Gear really soon. So yeah, there's gonna be that Metal Gear. I hear it has multiplayer. Well, the good news is once the weapon thing is complete, then the only thing that's really left after that is just going to be a level that shows everything in action. Cool. And getting the view bob working, so because the Quake character has this kind of movement going on. I'm not really sure how I want to do that, and how I want to handle this particular function, because the bullets need to come from the center of the screen, and they need to be, I want them to be projectiles. I want everything to be projectiles. If I can avoid hit scan, I will. But currently, as it stands right now, the projectile spawns all the way out this far away from you. Because if it spawns anywhere even slightly closer than this, the bullet will hit myself. So when I fire my gun, so it literally needs to be all the way out there. So I'm thinking maybe I can try doing like a trace that goes to this distance and then spawns the projectile. But if the trace fails, then the projectile hits the wall. So there's a problem where the bullet like goes through the wall. If you walk up to a wall right now and fire your gun, like you see, it didn't even register. Also, the bullet is like coming out of my I don't know, like, it's coming out of my torso. It's not even aiming correctly. So I really want to make sure that this is handled correctly. I can't remember what I did for Project Stray, but Project Stray won't even load right now on the latest version. So that's it. If anybody has any info on that, and as soon as I finish the weapon thingy, though, I'm gonna release it. I'll make a thing on the UE4 forums. I'm also gonna release in the same exact thread. I'm gonna release the RPG as well, and anything else I can release Project Stray if anybody wants that. It's like 5 gigs. I don't even think I can release it for free right now because it's using stuff that shouldn't be available for free in it. I don't know if that matters, but uh, so that's that. Sorry if this was probably a way longer video than it should have been, but thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for more. There's going to be some guns. Yep, guns. Take care.